UFC 311 is just 2 days away, and I thought I would give my predictions and breakdowns for each and every fight on this whole entire card. This is a banger card. I love this card. It's top from bottom. This is a stacked card, a hardcore fan's dream card. A lot of recognizable names you can see on this card. Everyone's just recognizable, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sorry that I didn't upload this a couple days earlier. I just wanted to wait so the fighters don't really pull out. You know, it's like 2 days away. They can't pull out. They surely they cannot pull out now. But if you guys can tell, I got a new phone. The camera quality looks amazing. I look good. I look sexy. You feel me? You feel me? But listen, I'm gonna give my predictions and breakdowns for each and every fight. First fight of the night, we got Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Lucas Brzezinski. I'm going to go with Kennedy Nzechukwu by round 1 knockout. Kennedy is just so good and he's so slick on the feet in heavyweight. Yes, I know in light heavyweight he was looking like a bum. But this is heavyweight. He's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty decent, to be honest. You can see he looks kind of decent. And I'm picking him to win, you know. I think he's 6'5". Great reach for the heavyweight division, like an 81 reach. That's really long for the heavyweight division. And he has that lighter man skill. Now, Lucas, I don't really know him too well. I'm not really familiar with his game. But I know Kennedy because he just fought on 308 against Chris Barnett and showed a good outing on that fight. You know, the leg kicks, the 1-2s were looking really, really good. Looking very slick on the feet. So that's why I'm picking him. Next fight of the card. So the next fight on the card is a really good fight. We have Charles Oliveira 3.0 Charles Oliveira, Chase Hooper taking on Clay Guida. Clay Guida, the little crafty vet, as Lucas Tracy would say. But Chase Hooper is an actual dog, and he's actually really, really good. And I'm picking him to win by round 2 submission. I think he'll play with Clay a little bit, you know, landing jabs. The 1-2s might take him down. Even if Clay takes Chase Hooper down, Chase Hooper's going to guillotine him. You know, Clay is known for having very, very weak submission defense. So I think he's going to submit him by a guillotine, in the second round. I could see it happening in the first round, to be honest. I feel like he can probably latch up a good submission in the first round. You know, I might just pick that. I might pick a first round submission from Chase Hooper by a guillotine choke. I think Clay Guida is gonna take him down, and he's gonna latch him last submission. You feel me? But let's go on to the next fight on the card. We have the boring fight of this card. Michael Chiesa takes on Max Griffin in what is probably going to be the most boring match on this fight. To be honest, people are going to be in the comments like, yo, Michael Chiesa is such a dog, dude. You saw what he did to Tony Ferguson? Dude, Tony was old and Tony was kind of piecing him up on the feet. Don't even lie. Tony was landing some good ones, so I'm not going to lie. Rewatch that fight and tell me that Tony didn't do that bad. You know, Tony did pretty good leading up. He was winning the fight leading up to the takedown, where it just looked so easy. And I'm picking Michael Chiesa by decision. You know, both these guys are coming off wins. So, but I think Michael Chiesa might be more excited because Michael Chiesa doesn't really get wins, to be honest. He's kind of a decision merchant. And even when he loses, he gets finished. You know, he got finished by Kevin Holland and all them other guys. So, I'm probably going to choose Michael Chiesa, to be honest. The next fight on this card is Cody Durden takes on Joshua Van and is what is probably going to be a very fun fight. Joshua Van throws so much output. I feel like it's kind of an easy prediction. I'm probably going to pick Joshua Van by a decision. I just think he throws so much output, throws 8 significant strikes a minute, which is literally insane. This guy has great jabs, great 1-2s. Shorter guy, 5'5", but I don't think that will be a problem against Cody Durden. And Joshua Van has a lot of power in his, he has a lot of power in his hands, you know what I'm saying? So I'm probably going to pick Joshua Van by decision or a late stoppage. I feel like he can pour it on him, and you know what I'm saying, he can pour it on him and just probably just win the fight. You know that with these type of fights, you just gotta like go off instinct. Not really instinct, but it's kind of like an eye test. You know, you just see Joshua Van strike, and you just see this guy's a great striker. Yes, I know he gets knocked down in fights a lot, but you know what I'm saying, it doesn't matter. Cody Durden gets knocked out too, so stop acting like Hernandez doesn't get knocked out. So I'm gonna go with Joshua Van by decision or late TKO. On to the card, and we have Chris Weidman versus Eric Anders, which was supposed to be on UFC 309. Now it's on 310s in the early prelims. And I'm still going to go with my original pick. I think Chris Weidman's going to get this one done by decision. I already made my predictions video last time, so I wouldn't even bother to actually talk about this fight. But it is a decent fight. We just might as well just get to the next fight, which is a banger. Okay, it's a banger. Yeah, Brian Battle takes on Randy Badman Brown. You feel me? Shout out Jamaica. Mamba Clad. You feel me? But listen, that was so cringe. But this is a great fight. I love this fight so much. Brian Battle has just grown on me as a personality in this scene, and he's literally like the Max Hall. Like, I know I said this about Joshua Van, but he's actually like the Max Hall of the welterweight division. He throws so much output. His jab is so great, and he's a very tall man for the welterweight division. I think he's 6'3" with like a 78 reach advantage. Not advantage in the fight. It's like a 1-inch reach advantage in that fight, but he just has a really long reach, really long arms, really long legs too. He's like 43-inch legs. But yeah, I think he's gonna win this fight by a second round stoppage. I think if he wins this fight, he can definitely get a what's it called again, a rankings in the welterweight division. And I think he can get this one done. Very, very winnable matchup for him. But don't count out Randy Brown. I think Randy Brown could win this fight too. I'm just gonna go with Brian Battle because Brian Battle's shown more. You know, he fought who did he fight? He fought the one French dude. I literally forgot him, but he fights off London Shoot Fighters. Not London Shoot Fighters. He fights off City Kickboxing in Australia. Kevin Dressett. Yeah, Kevin Dressett. And it was a really good outing in that fight. Looked great. His striking looked great in that fight. So I'm picking him to win by round 2 headshot dead moment. You feel me? I think this is headshot dead moment. You know what I'm saying? If he wins this fight, he's guaranteed a freaking ranking spot, or at least a fight for a ranking spot. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, that's who I'm picking. I'm gonna pick Brian Battle by round 2 KO. Move on to the card, which is gonna be a banger fight. Aljamain Sterling takes on Movsar Evloev, which is in a weird position because this fight should be a main card fight. It was going to be the main card of UFC 307, Aspera versus Khalil Roundtree. But they changed it. They put this as a prelim, and freaking Do-Hoi Choi and Nate Landwehr is freaking main card worthy, which is insane to me because literally Aljamain Sterling was a champion for like 3 years. He couldn't get beat for like not 3 years, maybe 2. I think 2 years. He was a champ for like 2 years. And they put this guy in the freaking... I mean, you could argue that Chris Weidman was a champion too, and he's even lower in the prelims, but it's like, Chris Weidman's a bum. Like, Aljamain Sterling is still elite. He showed that against Calvin Kattar, and they're putting this guy in the prelims. But enough with that. And I think Movsar is going to get this done. Bro, it's such a tough fight, dude. It's like... They're like the same fighter, but Movsar is just better on the stand up. You can probably argue that not Calvin Kattar, freaking Aljamain Sterling is a better fighter standing up, but he just hasn't proved anything. Aljamain Sterling, at least Movsar rocked people like Arnold Allen, and you know people forget that he rocked. People forget, man, that he rocked Arnold Allen in their fight in January, and he showed a good outing in that fight. You know, it was not boring at all. People said it was a boring fight. I didn't think so. I was entertained. But I'm going to go with Movsar Evloev to get this done by another decision. Or not decision. A decision, basically. Just a decision. I think he's going to get this by a decision. I don't see him putting out Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling has only been cracked by one person. Or 2 people. Peter Yan and Sugar Sean O'Malley. And those guys are really big punchers, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with Movsar by decision. I don't see anything happening in this fight. People say this fight might be boring because they're 2 boring fighters, but it might be fireworks inside there, to be honest. And Aljamain Sterling, if he's gonna win, it has to be a submission in the first round. You know, his grappling is I would say it's a little bit better than Mosvar, but Mosvar is just way more dominant with his grappling, and he's very strong. Mosvar looks very strong. Yes, I know Aljamain Sterling has a lighter man skill, but I think it doesn't apply when you're fighting a Dagestani or a Russian. So I'm gonna go with Mosvar by decision. Move on to the card, and we have a little bang. So light. We got Thembo Grimbo, the finesser, comes back to take on Vicente Luque, which I think is going to be Thembo's hardest matchup. Yes, we know Vicente Luque is washed. He's kind of washed at this point. His last outing against Joaquin Buckley, he basically just quit, to be honest. But I still think that's enough to beat Thembo Grimbo. Thembo Grimbo isn't the best fighter. Like, he kind of has that heavy grappling style, to be honest. But he can throw bombs on the feet. He has a really good power. And if one of those bombs connect to Vicente's chin, he's done. Vicente's going to get knocked out. But I think Vicente Luque is going to keep his ranking spot. And I think he's going to beat him by a decision. We know that Thembo has been submitted in the UFC, but I don't think he'll be submitted again, probably. But I think this is the old man gritty boxing of Vicente Luque is just gonna beat a guy like Thembo Grimbo that is kind of prone to taking shots. He's very hittable, has a big head. From Zimbabwe. Those guys got big heads, I'm not gonna lie. And I think Vicente's gonna have a field day with his head, to be honest. People ask me why am I so confident with Vicente Luque. There's a difference, bro. There's different. Like, he might be washed, but he's still crafty, and yes, we know he quit against that fight. And I'm not too confident with this pick, but I believe that Vicente can get it done by a decision. So that's what I'm picking. I'm picking this fight by a decision. And the next fight on the card, we got Dominic Reyes takes on Anthony Smith. Anthony Paperboy Smith. Unfortunately, Anthony, this fight is not going to be on paper, so you can take your clipboard and you can go back home, because Anthony Smith is going to get knocked out in the first round against Dominic Reyes. Yes, we know Dominic has been knocked out like 3 times by elite level fighters. I just don't think Anthony Smith is an elite level fighter. What's his name again? Freaking Dominic Reyes' last outing against, I think, Dustin Jacoby. He looked good, man. He looked really good, and this is a confidence booster. He's gonna think he's on top of the world. I wish they had a press conference for the prelims, because the prelims were so stacked that it can be this can be a main card. This can literally be a main card. And I just think Dominic Reyes' striking is just too good, and it's just too technical for a guy like Anthony Smith. And Anthony Smith kind of plods around the freaking ring. He doesn't have good movement. Yes, we know Dominic Reyes has been knocked out many times before, but I still think he's light on his feet. And I think he's going to get knocked out. I think Anthony Smith is going to get knocked out in the first round by just a big right hand connecting on the freaking chin of Anthony Smith. And Anthony Smith's going to go down, and he's going to wake up, and he's probably going to think he won that fight, or early stoppage. Or let's see what Anthony Smith's delusional take is going to be after he gets knocked out by Dominic Reyes. I just don't see Anthony Smith latching up like a guillotine like he did with Vitor Butrino in UFC 301. I just don't see that happening, because Dominic Reyes is not going to shoot a takedown unless he's that stupid. Dominic Reyes has so many keys to victory in this fight. He can chop the legs. He can jab. Anthony Smith does not have good head movement. He kind of sucks, to be honest. So I'm going to go with Dominic Reyes by a knockout in the first. Main card, we got the starter of the main card, Nate Landhander versus Do Choi. I'm going to go with Nate Landhander. Like, what am I talking about, bro? Nate, I'm going to say just Nate, bro. Nate, I got you by a decision. I'm not too familiar with you. I'm going to be honest. I'm more interested in Do Choi. I just know him more. But, they're both coming off wins, so their morale is definitely going to be higher. But I think Nate is going to get this one done. I was watching some footage of him. Really great jabs. You know what I'm saying? He's just aggressive. He can bring the fight to you, and I think he's just going to bring the fight to Do Choi. And he's going to get this one done by a decision. Moving up to the card, we have the return of Bryce Mitchell after getting sent to the Shadow Realm. He is coming back, and he's facing what is his name? Con Gracie or something like that. Kron Gracie. I think Bryce Mitchell is gonna to wrap this guy up like a pretzel and submit him. I think he's gonna get a submission by the second round. I think he's gonna wrap him up and just submit him. Yes, we know that Con Gracie or Ron Gracie is a good submission artist. You know, he has that Gracie last name, but he just hasn't shown it. You know, he's like a pipsqueak in there. You know what I'm saying? People, why do I always like say Lucas's catchphrases? I watch so much Lucas. Like Lucas is one of my favorite YouTubers right now. But sorry guys, I need to make my own lingo, to be honest. But he's kind of just a pipsqueak inside there. I'm not lying. But I think Bryce Mitchell is just going to grab him up and he's going to submit him very, very easily. So that is my prediction. And we're going to, let's just continue, okay? Next fight on the card, we have a banger, Cyril Gane versus Alexander Volkov. At first, when I heard this fight, I thought Alexander Volkov was going to piece this guy up from outside the range and just, you know, make this look easy on the outside. But I think Cyril Gane still has that talent. He still has that. He is the LeBron James of the heavyweight division. You know, moves really well, really great jabs. You know, leg kicks, and you know he just has the movement over a guy like Volkov. Volkov, I would say he was a plaster back then. Like he doesn't have good movement, but now he moves pretty well. You know, Volkov moves pretty well. He did great in that Sergey Pavlovich fight, and last time we seen Cyril Gane was a fight night in Paris last year. Fought Sergey Spivak, knocked him out. So I think I'm gonna say Cyril Gane by decision or either a late KO. Cyril Gane has that knockout power, and I wouldn't say Volkov has knockout power. Yes, we know that Cyril Gane couldn't take off his head in the first fight, but I think in this fight, he can probably get it done by either a decision or a late TKO up on the fence. You know, both of these guys are not gassing out. Even Cyril Gane said in the press conference, by the way, Cyril Gane, you suck at press conference. I can't understand you. What are you saying, bro? I swear to God, when the reporters ask this guy questions, I just hear, like, bro, speak up, bro. Like, what are you saying, bro? I can't hear you. Literally pissing me off. I'm like, what is this guy speaking French? Literally, is that bad? If you don't believe me, go watch the press conference for yourself. It just happened. It was the worst thing ever. It was the worst press conference of this year, to be honest. I was thinking, but no. But this is the worst press conference. Even freaking Makachev and Poirier were more excited than this guys. But I am an Islam Glacier, by the way. But I'm gonna make that fight. I'm gonna make that prediction for that fight because it just got announced yesterday. The whole card basically got announced. So I want to give my predictions for that fight, early predictions. So let's move up to the card. I'm gonna go with Gane by a decision win. And we got the co-main event. Shavkat Rakhmonov takes on Ian Gary, which is gonna be a #1 contenders fight, and they're gonna fight Bilal next. I'm gonna go with Shavkat Rakhmonov by second round submission or second round TKO. He definitely has more power than Ian Gary. This is like I know Lucas Tracy made that video horse means like stew. Like I don't know what he was talking about, but I think Shavkat is more stronger than Ian Gary. He said they submitted him, so just do that all over again, brother, and we can get it done. If you want to hear your parlays, bet on Shavkat for sure. But I'm gonna go with Shavkat by round 2 submission. I think he's just gonna wrap him up. He's gonna hurt Ian Gary on the feet. Very, very crafty on the feet too. You know, he throws those spinning hooks, spinning heel hooks. You know, spinning elbows, not spinning elbows, but like you get the gist. So I'm gonna go with Shavkat. You know, Ian Gary. People are saying Ian Gary just to say it. Yes, Ian Gary looks locked in, but you know he's training with Charles Oliveira, and they're trying to make sure that their stand-up is good because we know Ian Gary has no stand-up on the feet. He got embarrassed by MVP, but credit to him, MVP is one of the best strikers in the MMA. Goddamn, in MMA right now. So I'm gonna go with Shavkat Rakhmonov by by round 2 submission. I think he's just gonna wrap him up into a pretzel and make this fight look easy. We move on to the main event, Pantoja versus Kai Asakura. I think Pantoja is gonna submit this guy in 1 round. Okay, this guy has crazy power. Broke some guy's jaw, but yeah, he broke that guy's jaw into 2. But who did he even fight? No one knows this guy's opponents. You know, like, this guy fought in a whole different promotion. Welcome to the UFC. You're gonna get submitted in the 1st round. I see this playing out like Demetrius Johnson versus Raw Tang. You know, Pantoja's gonna slip, get the back of Kai Asakura and just submit him. It's gonna be a very easy fight, and yeah, those are my predictions for 310. If you guys like the video, please subscribe, comment on what you guys want to see next, and I will try to deliver. But thank you guys for watching, and peace. I know I haven't been uploading for a long time. I'm getting that done. You know, school has just been on my back, to be honest. But I will try uploading more, and see you guys in the next one.